Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor. Wanted to give you your final reminder tonight at midnight Pacific time, I believe. The Ripple equity deal ends. Linked to you can, if you buy $10,000 or more, or for every $10,000 of Ripple equity you buy, you get $1,000 of XRP. Also, there's still a little bit of iTrustCapital left. They've got they listed that last week. There's still a little glint, not much. And then they're going to be they added another one. This is an AI company, Big ID. Then they're going to be my understanding is they're restocking Circle soon, maybe this week. And I can't remember if it was Chainalysis or what, but anyway, you can check them out. One of my sponsors, links in the top of the description. Look at Yoshitaka. Hadn't checked in with him in a while. We used to cover SBI Holdings a lot on this channel back in the day, and I haven't really checked in a while, but I do think that Japan is going to play a big role in what's to come. And remember, for those of you that don't remember, SBI Holdings bought, I think it was around 10% of Ripple early back in, what was it, 2015-16. Yoshitaka is saying he's retweeting landmark victory for Ripple and the entire crypto industry in the SEC lawsuit. Check this out, Wall Street Silver. This is not Apple, Nvidia, or Tesla. It is the U.S. national debt, which has grown by $1.3 trillion in the past 8 weeks since the debt ceiling was suspended. Folks, I own my XRP and I own my gold, and I'm glad to have them both because this is not sustainable. Check this video out. This was put out by Digital Perspectives. Listen to what they say here.
I was patient listening to people talking on these meetings, and one issue that worries me, I just want to articulate that issue and say our views, at least how we see the situation from our perspective. When people talk about Russia, Ukraine, I say there is no Russia-Ukraine war at all. There is no Russia-Ukraine conflict. This is war declared by NATO on Russia. The war declared by NATO on Russia is not only for Russia, it's for dominating the whole world. It's for hegemony.
Uh-oh. I think they're figuring things out. Now, check this out. This is Novati. Actually, I'll play this part too. This is Ripple partner Novati Payments CEO Mark Healy outlines company's mission. Listen to this.
In terms of our mission and why we exist, well, we're here to help businesses pay and be paid.
Oh, come on.
A really important thing to call out here is that we're experiencing a mega trend towards digital commerce and for digital transformation more generally inside companies and organizations. And I believe that's a really big tailwind for us. Novati is built for digital. We have a suite of capability and technologies that serve all sides of the digital payments landscape, both the making of payments and the accepting of payments. Another important point is that while we have the capability and the technology to effectively serve any segment, we are very focused on small and medium-sized businesses or the software and platform providers that serve those businesses as a target customer.
All right, and here's the second part. Check this out.
This slide is one that we repeat and present fairly often, and it just demonstrates the depth of the interconnected ecosystem that Novati has built up over several years across technology, licenses, and partnerships.
You'll notice there Ripple, Stellar, American Express, Apple Pay, Alipay, Visa, MasterCard, Samsung, Alipay, Google Pay, and I can't see the ones down there.
In my experience, that's highly unusual for a company of this size. We actually have relationships with many of the largest and systemically most important providers in the
There's that word again, systemically important.
global payments industry. That's really hard to replicate and provides tailwinds to our ability to both leverage and monetize our ecosystem in the mid to long term. Just as an example, we are one of a very small number, read single digit, non-bank card issuers and acquirers in Australia.
Does that mean that Ripple is also systemically important? Check this out. This is an interesting reminder right here, folks, I wanted to give you. We've been talking about how Palau and 4 other countries have been have gone live with stable coins on the XRP ledger. Well, this is just a little reminder of something that Ross Lackow, at the time of the IMF, he was the general counsel of the IMF. Remember what he said when he was on stage with Brad Garlinghouse? This was back in, I think, 2019.
You want to take one? Go for it. The first one's for you. IMF. Do you see IMF holding crypto assets in the future? I did not put that up there.
It always struck me how confident Brad Garlinghouse was sitting beside an IMF, the attorney for the IMF.
Remember, I'm from the legal department. I'm supposed to be very conservative about these things. I don't want to go into great details about
Maybe
the IMF.
I should take what the IMF is going to do. I think we stunned Ross into silence with that one.
For that to happen, okay, under the current legal framework, some country would have to use a crypto asset as its currency.
Ah, you mean like Palau? Okay, I'm not going to play this because I'm worried that it'll be a copyright hit on Twitter. This is from the Peter Thiel book. I was listening to it. It's called 0 to 1. I was listening to it when I went to Estes Park, Colorado, the last week. And I was also, let me tell you another good one. I was also listening to Matthew McConaughey's book. I think it's called Green Lights. Actually, let me pull it up, and I'll tell you what it's called, because I was listening to it yesterday. Yeah, it's called, Matthew McConaughey's book is excellent if you've never heard it. It's called Green Lights. The guy, he's a really down-to-earth, straight shooter type guy. I like listening to that. I'm not quite finished yet. But anyway, in 0 to 1, Peter Thiel, I've played it for you before from some other PayPal guys, like some of the PayPal Mafia members. But Peter Thiel in this book says, and I put the audio here, he says that their original goal was to create a currency to replace the US dollar. That's what he says in the book. And they abandoned that mission, PayPal did. They abandoned that mission because they had venture capitalists that were, and investors that were more interested in the short-term profits. And so then later, if you remember, David Marcus at PayPal Galactic announced that they were going to create an intergalactic currency. Then you never heard about it again. And I've shown you all the ties between different PayPal Mafia members and both Stellar and Ripple over the course of the last few years. I stand by that. Now check this out. A thought. If Elon did use XRP as X's main currency, many normies would assume it was his crypto, surely. If you add that to the coincidence of him launching X.com just as the lawsuit ends, the fact that he hates SEC, the fact that PayPal Mafia had some involvement with XLM and XRP, the Founders Fund invested in OpenCoin, which is Ripple before it was Ripple, okay? That was, Founders Fund is Peter Thiel, who he and Elon Musk founded PayPal. And then Stripe was one of the Stripe wanted to buy Ripple, and then that's when Jed McCaleb broke off. Stripe bought 2%. They invested in Stellar and got 2% of the XLM supply in return. And Stripe, the investors for Stripe are a lot of the PayPal guys. You seeing this? In fact, if you want to monetize your Twitter account, you have to get a Stripe account right now. You could make some wild speculations here, I guess. In fact, let me see. I said yes, you could. I love wild speculation. I've been speculating wildly on cryptocurrencies and the soap opera around it since 2013. Elon Musk had tweeted this out. Something special is coming. Then we've got this from Cowboy Crypto, who is the official cowboy of the Digital Asset Investor channel. It's only 13 minutes from Ripple headquarters to X corporate. Wonder if Brad Garlinghouse has ever hung out with Elon Musk. And then I wanted to point out, because this morning it was big news that the SEC had told Coinbase to stop trading all cryptocurrencies except for Bitcoin. Well, that is a phone call I need to get. Let me answer this. Sorry, I had to get that phone call. So SEC told Coinbase to stop trading all cryptocurrencies except Bitcoin. And Coinbase ignored the SEC, and they kept listing Ethereum and Ethereum-based tokens. Okay, but when the XRP lawsuit was dropped by the SEC, they didn't even ask Coinbase. The SEC didn't even ask Coinbase to drop XRP. They gladly just did it as quickly as possible. So go figure. I like this tweet. What is this? I don't know what that's a reply to. Somebody deleted a tweet. There simply isn't enough XRP to meet ever-growing demand for utility, making a high price not just an inevitability, but a necessity to ensure the necessary liquidity to meet global demand. It's time for skeptics to wake up to this economic reality. I like the sound of that. Jim Cramer looks just sad. He's addressing the fact that that Ripple gave Gary Gensler a beat down. You can just see it. If you've ever wondered if Ripple really won the case, all you got to do is watch the body language on Jim Cramer. It's like he's sad for Gary Gensler. And I can't even make out the words he's saying in half of this, but listen, see if you can.
Obviously done a lot of things right, but this decision by a federal court really did just make it so that he feels like, I feel like it's rear guard action. I didn't want it to be because I think he's trying to protect people. Right.
Oh yeah, Gary Gensler is so worried about protecting people.
Trying to protect people against a lot of bogus points, which he quite detailed as being...
Here's the only problem in Jim Cramer's argument is that Gary Gensler has not gone after any of the frauds, only the people who are not frauds. He hasn't gone after any of the fraud. He did not go after FTX. He was meeting with them and planning with them. He wasn't going after them. You think Gary Gensler didn't know anything about FTX? He didn't go after Luna until after the fact. How many frauds did Gary Gensler miss? Because he wasn't going after the frauds. He's going after the legitimate actors. Did he accuse Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson of fraud? The answer to that is no.
illegitimate.
If he was worried about the frauds, he would be going after the frauds. Is he going after the is Gary Gensler going after the disguised whales? Okay? Joseph Lubin on video is bragging about how he's going to help disguised whales hide their identity. Now, there's all kinds of nefarious things that could be. Has Gary Gensler gone after that? Has Jim Cramer called out the disguised whales, the Ethereum disguised whales, and expressed any concern at all about that? No. Has CNBC? No.
If they were companies, I would say they'd never pass muster. So I'm very much in the camp that Gensler's trying to protect people. But there's a group of people who say we don't want to lose our lead, including Tim Masson, former CFTC head, came on Mad Money a couple times. We don't want to lose our lead in these cryptocurrencies. And we don't want to cede it to Europe.
Boy, it is. You have no idea how gratifying it is to watch these people who have all the power, and watch them get their butts handed to them even when they have the power. Because it tells you, it gives you some hope for truth and what's good and the good guys prevailing in life against the backdrop of watching all of these bad guys who don't tell the truth and hide the truth and try to go after the good people. Watching them be able to just do this at will because they've got the money and the power, to watch them brought to their knees is so gratifying. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family. Poor Jim Cramer. Thank you for listening.